A Temporary Matter, written by Jhumpa Lahiri, made its debut in The New Yorker in 1998 before being included in Lahiri's Pulitzer Prize-winning short story collection, Interpreter of Maladies, published in 1999. The narrative unfolds with Shoba and Shukumar, an Indian-American couple in their 30s, navigating the intricacies of their 3-year marriage during a planned electricity outage in Boston. The outage, scheduled for 1 hour each evening over 5 nights, becomes a backdrop for their reconnection. The couple, still grappling with the loss of their stillborn baby 6 months earlier, engages in candlelit, wine-infused dinners that unveil the complexities of their relationship, marked by fading boldness during daylight hours. Lahiri skillfully explores themes of loss and grief, intimacy and marriage, and deception against the backdrop of cultural integration and identity. Shukumar, at 35, is 2 years older than Shoba. Their marriage has weathered the storm of loss, with Shoba receiving notice of the upcoming power outage due to neighborhood repair work. Shoba, a proofreader working downtown, suggests that daytime repairs would be more convenient for her, contrasting with Shukumar, who spends his days writing his graduate school dissertation at home. Their physical and emotional distance since the loss of their child becomes apparent. Through Shukumar's close third point of view and flashbacks, we learn that he was away at an academic conference in Baltimore when Shoba went into premature labor. Despite an emergency cesarean section, the baby could not be saved. Shoba, feeling abandoned, believes Shukumar did not make it to the hospital that night. Returning home, Shoba emotionally collapses, creating a pile of their possessions in the hallway, including photographs, plants, books, cookware, and paintings. This act becomes a symbol of her grief. In the ensuing months, she withdraws from Shukumar and their domestic life, neglecting daily tasks and nourishment. The couple starts eating separately, and Shoba immerses herself in work, barricading herself in the living room behind files and colored pencils. The story captures the profound impact of loss on a relationship, with the temporary darkness of the power outage reflecting the deeper shadows within their marriage. In response, Shukumar transformed the nursery into his office, anticipating that Shoba would avoid the space. Their interactions became routine, with Shoba offering a perfunctory goodnight kiss after finishing her work. Shukumar, rarely venturing outside, assumed the role of the cook, finding satisfaction in the task as it made him feel productive. He believed that without his efforts, Shoba would settle for cereal every day. Over the past 6 months, Shukumar depleted their once abundant supply of dry goods, relying on Shoba's meticulous recipes and following the annotations she had joyfully added. Struggling to muster the motivation to work on his dissertation, Shukumar often lingered around the house until noon or later. On the first day of the planned power outage, he delayed cooking dinner, knowing the lamb wouldn't be ready before the outage. He suggested they eat in the dark. While cooking, Shukumar reflected on the time when Shoba's mother stayed with them after the baby's death, handling all household duties mechanically. Shoba's mother, devout and setting up a cultural shrine for the lost baby, prayed regularly for the health of future grandchildren. When Shukumar tried discussing the baby, Shoba's mother coldly remarked, "But you weren't even there." As Shukumar prepared the first candlelit dinner, he discovered only birthday candles in the house, realizing that Shoba's once meticulous preparedness had faded. Shukumar admired Shoba's practical capabilities, even tolerating her keeping a separate bank account for her bonuses. Lacking emergency candles, he improvised by inserting birthday candles into a neglected houseplant soil while serving Rogan Josh, an Indian curried meat dish. During the meal, Shoba suggested a childhood game played during power outages in Calcutta. Each must reveal something they've never told the other. Shukumar found the point unclear, believing they already knew everything about each other. Shoba admitted checking his address book when alone in his apartment to see if he had added her, and Shukumar disclosed forgetting to tip the waiter on their first date. The next day, Shukumar bought real candles, and they ate leftovers before the second power outage. While doing dishes in the dark, Shoba revealed skipping dinner with Shukumar's mother to have a martini with her friend Jillian. Reflecting on his mother's visit 12 years after his father's death, Shukumar remembered her preparing his father's favorite dishes each night but being too grief-stricken to eat. At that time, Shoba had described his mother's despair as touching, but Shukumar now suspects her true feelings were different. He then admits to cheating on his Oriental Civilization exam in college, specifically on a question about a ghazal, an Indian love poem. Unlike Shoba, Shukumar had minimal connection to his home country, only developing an interest in his Indian roots after his father's death. Although the exam transgression happened 15 years ago, Shukumar finds relief in confessing to Shoba. The nightly revelations rejuvenate him, accelerating the narrative pace, and his days become centered around the power outages. On the third night, Shukumar discloses that he returned the sweater vest Shoba gave him as a third wedding anniversary gift, using the money to get drunk alone at a bar during the day. Shoba counters with a confession from a lecture they attended, where she knowingly let Shukumar speak with his department chair while he had pate on his chin, jeopardizing his fellowship opportunity. After supper, the couple moves to the sofa, kissing awkwardly in the dark with their eyes closed. On the fourth night, Shukumar reveals tearing a picture of a woman out of a magazine and carrying it with him, despite not finding her particularly attractive. Shukumar looked at the picture lustfully, then shamefully, for a week, coinciding with Shoba's pregnancy showing, and his diminished desire for her. Shoba admits she never liked Shukumar's only published poem, a love poem about her. After their confessions, Shoba and Shukumar make their way to the bedroom, making love while Shoba silently weeps. Growing excited about what to confess the next night, Shukumar asks Shoba to hold him close, and they fall asleep together in the darkness. On the fifth day, Shukumar receives a new notice stating that utility work has finished early, and the power outages are over. Disappointed, he prepares dinner. When Shoba returns, she appears rejuvenated, not wearing her gym clothes, and with refreshed makeup. Sensing Shukumar's disappointment, she suggests continuing their new ritual. They dine with candles lit and lights out. When they finish eating, Shoba turns on the lights and drops the bombshell: she has found her own apartment and will be moving out. Shukumar has an epiphany, understanding the purpose of Shoba's suggested game. She had been gradually building up the courage to break this news to him. The revelation stings, and Shukumar shares his painful truth. Shoba intentionally avoided learning the baby's sex to lessen the pain of the loss, and he promised to keep this information hidden because he still loved her. For the first time, Shukumar tells her that he held their baby boy in the hospital while she recovered. As Shukumar carries the dirty dishes to the sink, Shoba turns the lights back off, and they weep together at the table. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.